You know, they say that some people come into your life like a storm, sudden, unexpected, impossible to ignore. Luna was my storm. But she was also my sunshine, my safe place, my everything. And right now, standing here at her grave with these flowers in my hands, I need to tell her story. Our story. One more time. It started on a Tuesday, September 15th. I remember because it was my best friend Sophia's birthday, and I'd been planning to skip last period to help her set up for her party. But then Mrs. Patterson walked into our English class with this girl I'd never seen before, and suddenly, nothing else mattered. "Class, settle down please," Mrs. Patterson said, tapping her desk with that stupid ruler she always carried. "We have a new student joining us today. This is Luna Matthews. She's transferred here from Portland, Oregon. Luna, would you like to tell the class a little about yourself?" I remember looking up from my notebook where I'd been doodling instead of paying attention to whatever we were supposed to be learning about Shakespeare. And there she was. This girl with hair like spun gold, these bright blue eyes that seemed to hold entire galaxies, standing at the front of the class looking both confident and terrified at the same time. She was wearing a simple white t-shirt and jeans, but somehow she made it look effortless, beautiful. "Hi everyone," Luna said, and her voice was soft but clear, like wind chimes on a quiet morning. "I'm Luna. My family just moved here because of my dad's job. I'm really into photography and music, and I'm honestly terrible at introducing myself, so, yeah. Hi." A few people laughed. Sophia nudged me with her elbow. "She seems cool," she whispered. But I couldn't respond. I was too busy staring, my heart doing this weird fluttery thing in my chest that I'd never felt before. "Not like this." Luna's eyes scanned the classroom, and for just a second, just one perfect second, they met mine. She smiled, this small, uncertain smile, and I swear to God, Luna, I felt my entire world shift on its axis. Mrs. Patterson pointed to the empty desk right next to mine. "Luna, you can take that seat next to Eva. Eva, please help Luna get caught up on what we've been studying." Luna walked down the aisle, and I suddenly became hyper-aware of everything. My messy curly hair that I'd just thrown into a bun that morning. The coffee stain on my jacket. The fact that I'd been drawing hearts in my notebook like some lovesick middle schooler. I quickly flipped to a clean page as Luna slid into the seat beside me. "Hey," she said, setting her backpack down. "Eva, right?" "Yeah," I managed to say, my voice coming out way more squeaky than I intended. I cleared my throat. "Yeah, that's me. Welcome to Riverside High. And welcome to Mrs. Patterson's class, where we pretend to understand Shakespeare while actually just trying to stay awake." Luna laughed, and oh my God, her laugh. It was like music, like sunshine breaking through clouds, like every good thing I'd ever heard all at once. "That bad, huh? Let's just say if you're looking for excitement, you've come to the wrong place. This is about as thrilling as watching paint dry." "Good thing I brought my camera then," Luna whispered, leaning a little closer. "At least I can document the boredom for posterity." I grinned. "A photographer, huh? What do you like to shoot?" "Everything. People, landscapes, weird random stuff that catches my eye. Light and shadow, you know? The way things look when you really pay attention to them." Before I could respond, Mrs. Patterson cleared her throat loudly. "Ladies, if you're quite finished chatting, perhaps you'd like to share with the class what's so interesting?" "Sorry, Mrs. P," I said automatically. Luna bit her lip, trying not to laugh, and I felt that flutter in my chest again. The rest of class was torture. Not because of Shakespeare, but because I was so aware of Luna sitting next to me. The way she tucked her hair behind her ear when she concentrated. The way she chewed on her pencil while taking notes. The way she smelled like vanilla and something floral I couldn't quite place. I'd never been so distracted in my life. When the bell finally rang, Luna turned to me. "So, I know this is random, but would you maybe want to show me around? I'm completely lost." I got turned around like 3 times just trying to find this classroom. "Yeah, of course," I said, probably way too enthusiastically. "What's your next class?" Luna pulled out her schedule, and her hands brushed as I took it to look. That simple touch sent electricity shooting up my arm. "Looks like I have chemistry with Mr. Rodriguez." "No way, me too." "Come on, I'll walk you there." As we walked through the crowded hallways, I pointed out different landmarks. The water fountain that didn't work. The bathroom on the 2nd floor that everyone avoided. The courtyard where people hung out during lunch. Luna listened intently, asking questions, laughing at my stupid jokes. And with every minute that passed, I felt myself falling deeper into something I didn't quite understand yet. "So," Luna said as we climbed the stairs to the science wing, "what's the deal with this town? I mean, Portland was all coffee shops and rain and hipsters. This place is small," I finished. "Quiet. Everyone knows everyone. Nothing exciting ever happens. It's the kind of place where Friday night football is the biggest event of the week." "Sounds kind of nice, actually," Luna said thoughtfully. "I mean, Portland was cool, but it was also kind of lonely, you know? Too many people. Too easy to get lost in the crowd." "Well, you definitely won't get lost here. Give it a week, and literally everyone in town will know your name." We reached the chemistry classroom, and I held the door open for her. "After you." "Such a gentleman," Luna said with a teasing smile. "Lady," I corrected. "Such a lady." Luna's eyes widened slightly, and then that smile grew warmer, more genuine. "Right. Such a lady." And in that moment, Luna, I wondered if you knew. If you could tell that I was already completely, utterly gone for you. If you felt even a fraction of what I was feeling. Chemistry class was actually bearable that day, which was saying something because I usually hated it. But having Luna as my lab partner, watching her carefully measure out solutions with those delicate hands, seeing her eyes light up when an experiment actually worked, hearing her laugh when I accidentally spilled vinegar all over my notes, it was the best chemistry class I'd ever had. "You're really good at this," I told her as we cleaned up our workspace. "My mom's a doctor," Luna explained. "She's been teaching me science stuff since I was little." "What about you? What are you into?" "Art, mostly. Drawing, painting, that kind of thing. I'm not like amazing or anything, but I like it. It helps me make sense of things, you know? I'd love to see your work sometime." My heart skipped. "Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. It's nothing special, but..." "I bet it's beautiful," Luna interrupted, and the way she looked at me when she said it made my cheeks burn. The bell rang, shattering the moment. "What do you have next?" I asked. "Lunch, actually." "Perfect. Come on, I'll introduce you to my friends. Fair warning though, they're kind of a lot." The cafeteria was its usual chaotic mess. I led Luna to our usual table in the corner where Sophia, Marcus, and Jade were already sitting. Guys, this is Luna. She's new. Luna, this is Sophia, Marcus, and Jade. They're the ones I spend most of my time with, for better or worse. Mostly worse, Marcus said with a grin. Welcome to Riverside, Luna. Word of advice, the pizza here tastes like cardboard, the mystery meat is actually mysterious, and if you value your life, avoid the tuna surprise. Noted, Luna laughed, setting down her tray next to mine. Sophia leaned forward, her dark eyes sparkling with curiosity. So Luna, where are you from? What brings you to our lovely little town? Portland. My dad got transferred for work. He's an engineer. Portland, Oregon? That's like super far, Jade said. That must have been a hard move. Luna shrugged, but I caught a flicker of sadness in her eyes. Yeah, it was tough leaving my friends and everything I knew. But you know, fresh start and all that. I found myself wanting to reach across the table and take her hand, to tell her that everything would be okay, that she had friends here now. But I kept my hands in my lap, my heart pounding. Lunch flew by. Luna fit into our group so naturally, like she'd always been there. She laughed at Marcus's terrible jokes, bonded with Jade over their shared love of indie music, and even managed to make Sophia stop talking about her birthday party long enough to discuss photography techniques. But every so often, Luna would glance at me, and I'd catch her looking, and we'd both smile like we shared some secret the others didn't know about. After lunch, we didn't have any more classes together, but Luna asked for my number in case I get lost again. I typed it into her phone with shaking hands, and she sent me a text right away, a simple smiley face. I must have looked at that emoji 20 times before the next class started. The final bell rang at 3:30, and I was packing up my stuff when my phone buzzed. Luna, hey! Are you busy right now? My heart jumped into my throat. I texted back immediately. Me, nope, completely free. What's up? Luna, want to show me around town? You mentioned something about everyone knowing everyone. I'd like to start getting to know this place. Me, absolutely. Meet me at the front entrance? Luna, see you there, smiley face. I practically ran to my locker, threw my books inside, checked my reflection in the tiny mirror I kept stuck to the door. My hair was a mess as usual, my mascara slightly smudged. I tried to fix it, then gave up. If Luna was going to like me, she'd have to like me as I was messy, imperfect, hopelessly awkward. Luna was waiting by the front doors, her backpack slung over one shoulder, the afternoon sunlight making her hair glow like a halo. She smiled when she saw me, and I felt that now familiar flutter. Ready for the grand tour? I asked. Lead the way. We walked through downtown Riverside, which took all of about 15 minutes because there wasn't much to see. I showed her the diner where everyone hung out on weekends, the old movie theater that only showed films from like 50 years ago, the bookstore run by this sweet old lady named Mrs. Chen who always recommended the perfect book. It's charming, Luna said as we walked past the town square with its fountain and benches. Like something out of a movie. It's boring, I countered. Trust me, after a few months here, you'll be dying for something, anything exciting to happen. I don't know, Luna said thoughtfully. I think maybe exciting is overrated. Sometimes quiet is good. Safe. There was something in the way she said it that made me look at her more closely. Did something happen? In Portland, I mean. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I'm just... It's okay, Luna interrupted. It's just, yeah, some stuff happened. Nothing terrible, just complicated. I kind of needed a fresh start, you know? Well, if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here. I'm a pretty good listener. At least, that's what my mom always tells me. Luna stopped walking and turned to face me. Thanks, Eva. Really. You've been so nice to me today. Not everyone is that welcoming to the new kid. Are you kidding? You're easy to be nice to. Luna smiled, and we started walking again. We ended up at the park on the edge of town, where there was a pond with ducks and a playground that had seen better days. Luna pulled out her camera and started taking pictures of the water, the trees, the way the light filtered through the leaves. You really love photography, huh? I asked, sitting on a swing. It's my favorite thing in the world, Luna said, snapping a photo of a duck. There's something magical about capturing a moment, you know? Freezing time. Making something temporary permanent. Can I see some of your pictures? Luna came over and sat on the swing next to me, pulling up her camera's display screen. She scrolled through image after image, each one more beautiful than the last. Sunsets over the Portland skyline. Close-ups of flowers with dewdrops on their petals. A street musician playing guitar, lost in the music. A child laughing in the rain. Luna, these are incredible, I breathed. You're not just good, you're like, really talented. Thanks, she said shyly. I want to study it in college, maybe become a professional photographer. Or a photojournalist. I want to tell stories through images. You will, I said with certainty. You're going to be amazing. Luna looked at me, and something passed between us, something unspoken but profound. The late afternoon sun painted her face in gold, and I'd never seen anyone more beautiful in my entire life. Can I take your picture? Luna asked suddenly. Me? Why? Because you're interesting. And because I want to remember today. My first day here. The girl who made it not scary. I felt my cheeks heat up. Okay. Luna stood up, positioning herself a few feet away, camera raised. Just be natural. Don't pose or anything. I sat on the swing, feeling awkward and self-conscious, but then Luna said, "Tell me about your art. What do you like to draw?" And as I started talking about my sketchbooks, about how I loved drawing people and faces and trying to capture emotions in pencil and charcoal, I forgot about the camera. I just talked to Luna, watched her watching me through the lens, and felt something bloom in my chest like a flower opening to the sun. Got it, Luna said, looking at the display. She smiled. It's perfect. Can I see? She walked over and showed me. In the picture, I was mid-sentence, a small smile on my face, my eyes bright with passion as I talked about art. The golden hour light made my brown skin glow, and my messy curls were actually working in my favor for once. Wow, I whispered. You made me look beautiful, Luna finished. I didn't make you look anything. You just are. Our eyes met. The swing creaked softly. Somewhere, a duck quacked. And I wanted, more than anything, to close the distance between us, to kiss her right there in the fading sunlight. But I was scared. Scared of ruining this new friendship. Scared of misreading signals. Scared of being too much, too fast, too everything. So instead, I just smiled and said, we should probably head back. It's getting late. Sound of footsteps, evening crickets. Luna walked me home, even though it was out of her way. We talked about everything and nothing, favorite movies, worst teachers, whether pineapple belonged on pizza. Luna said yes, I said absolutely not. When we reached my house, a small blue bungalow with my mom's garden in front, I didn't want her to leave. Thanks for today, Luna said. Seriously. You made this whole scary new school thing so much better. Anytime, I said. Text me later? Definitely. I watched her walk away, her blonde hair catching the last rays of sunlight, and I knew, Luna. I already knew. This wasn't just a crush or some passing infatuation. This was something bigger, something that was going to change everything. Mija! My mom called from the kitchen. How was school? It was good, Mama, I said, dropping my backpack by the door. My mom came out, wiping her hands on a dish towel, her dark eyes bright with curiosity. Just good? You look like you're floating on a cloud. Did something happen? I couldn't help but smile. There's a new girl at school. Luna. She's really cool. My mom raised an eyebrow, that knowing look on her face. Cool, huh? Tell me about her. So I did. I told her about Luna's photography, her laugh, the way she seemed both confident and vulnerable. I told her how easy it was to talk to her, how she made me feel seen in a way I'd never felt before. And my mom listened, smiling that soft smile that meant she understood more than I was saying. She sounds special, Mama said. She is. Then don't let her go, Mija. When you find someone special, you hold on tight. The next few weeks blurred together in the best way possible. Luna became part of our friend group instantly, but more than that, she became part of my life. We texted constantly, sending each other memes and songs and random thoughts at 2 in the morning. We partnered up for every project we could. We ate lunch together every day, our knees touching under the table, sharing fries and secrets. Luna started sitting with me in the art room during free period, doing her homework while I painted. I'd catch her watching me sometimes, and she'd quickly look away, a blush creeping across her cheeks. Or I'd look up from my canvas to find her taking pictures of me working, and she'd claim she was just documenting the artistic process. You know you're my favorite subject, she told me one day. Why is that? Because you're always changing. The light in your eyes shifts depending on your mood. When you're focused on a painting, you get this little crease between your eyebrows. When you laugh, your whole face transforms. You're like endless material. I tried to play it cool, but inside, I was screaming. October came, bringing cooler weather and the anticipation of Halloween. Sophia organized a group costume. We were going as the Scooby-Doo gang, and somehow I'd been roped into being Velma while Luna was Daphne. The irony wasn't lost on me. We need to practice our poses, Luna joked one day at lunch, striking a dramatic Daphne pose. We have to commit to the characters. You're ridiculous, I laughed. You love it. And she was right. I did. I loved everything about her. The way she snorted when she laughed too hard. The way she always had her camera with her, ready to capture unexpected moments. The way she remembered little things I told her, like how I preferred hot chocolate to coffee, or how I was afraid of spiders but tried to act brave about it. But more than that, I loved the way she made me feel. Like I was worth paying attention to. Like my thoughts and dreams mattered. Like I was someone worth photographing, worth remembering, worth knowing. Halloween night, Sophia threw a party at her house. Her parents were out of town, and she'd gone all out with decorations, fake cobwebs, plastic skeletons, orange and purple lights everywhere. Our friend group was there in our Scooby-Doo costumes, along with half the junior and senior class. Luna looked incredible as Daphne, her blonde hair pulled back with a purple headband, wearing a purple dress that made her eyes look even more blue. I kept catching myself staring and having to look away before anyone noticed. "Want to get some air?" Luna asked around midnight, when the party was at its loudest and most chaotic. "Yeah, definitely." We sat on Sophia's back porch steps, away from the noise and the crowd. The night air was crisp and cool, carrying the scent of autumn leaves. Above us, stars scattered across the sky like diamonds. "You okay?" I asked. Luna had been quiet for the past few minutes. "Yeah, just thinking." "About what?" She was quiet for a moment, then said, "About how different my life is now compared to 3 months ago. How if someone had told me in August that I'd be sitting in a small town in a Daphne costume next to a girl dressed as Velma, having the time of my life, I wouldn't have believed them." "Good different or bad different?" "Good," Luna said immediately. "Really good." "Eva, She paused, seeming to gather courage. "I need to tell you something." My heart started pounding. "Okay." The reason we left Portland wasn't just because of my dad's job. I mean, that was part of it, but there was other stuff too. I came out last year. As a lesbian. And some people didn't handle it well. There was this girl I liked, and I told her, and she told everyone. Made a big deal out of it. People started treating me differently. My best friends stopped talking to me. It got really hard. She was looking down at her hands, not at me, and I could see how much courage it took to say these words. "So when my dad got offered this job," she continued, "my parents thought it might be good for me to have a fresh start. Leave all that drama behind. Start over somewhere where nobody knew my history." She finally looked up at me, her eyes vulnerable and scared. "I wanted you to know. Because you've become really important to me, and I don't want to have secrets from you." I was quiet for a moment, processing. Then I said, "Luna, thank you for telling me. That must have been really hard, going through all that. But I want you to know something too." I took a deep breath. This was it. The moment I'd been both dreading and hoping for. "I'm bi," I said. "I've known for a couple years now, and my family and close friends know, but I don't really advertise it, you know? Not because I'm ashamed, just because. I don't know, I never felt like it needed to be this big announcement. But I wanted you to know. Because you're right, you've become really important to me too. Really important." Luna's eyes widened. "Really? Really? So when She bit her lip. "When I take like a million pictures of you, and find excuses to sit next to you, and text you at ridiculous hours of the night, you don't think I'm just being friendly?" My heart was racing now. "Are you? Being just friendly?" "No," Luna whispered. "Eva, I'm really not." The world seemed to hold its breath. Luna was looking at me with those blue eyes full of hope and fear and something that looked a lot like longing. "Good," I said softly. "Because neither am I." And then, Luna, you leaned in and kissed me. It was soft and tentative and perfect, your lips sweet like the candy we'd been eating all night. My hand came up to cup your cheek, and I felt you smile against my mouth. When we pulled apart, we were both breathless, both smiling like idiots. "I've wanted to do that for weeks," Luna admitted. "Weeks?" "Try since the first day I met you." Luna laughed, and then we were kissing again, right there on Sophia's back porch under the stars, and everything felt right with the world. After that night, everything changed and nothing changed. We started dating officially, but we'd been acting like a couple for weeks already, so it wasn't a huge adjustment. What changed was that now I got to hold her hand in the hallways, kiss her goodbye after school, call her my girlfriend. My mom loved Luna, of course. She'd invited her over for dinner the week after Halloween, and Luna had charmed her completely by complimenting her cooking and asking questions about her garden. Luna fit into my family like she'd always been there, joking with my little brother Carlos, helping with dishes, staying late to watch telenovelas with my abuela who barely spoke English but somehow communicated perfectly with Luna through smiles and enthusiastic gestures. Luna's parents were great too. Her mom was this brilliant, warm woman who worked crazy hours at the hospital but always made time to ask about my art. Her dad was quiet but kind, always dad joking his way through conversations. They welcomed me into their home, let me stay for dinner, never made me feel weird about being their daughter's girlfriend. School was mostly fine. We were lucky, Riverside High was pretty progressive for a small town. Most people didn't care, and the ones who did kept their opinions to themselves for the most part. We dealt with some stares, a few muttered comments, but nothing like what Luna had experienced in Portland. "I feel safe here," Luna told me one day. "With you." And that became my mission, to make sure she always felt safe, always felt loved, always felt like she belonged. November turned into December, bringing cold weather and holiday preparations. Luna and I made it official on Instagram, posting a selfie of us at the town's Christmas tree lighting, my arm around her waist, her kiss on my cheek. The responses were overwhelmingly positive, hearts and congratulations and "you guys are so cute together" comments. We went Christmas shopping together, trying to find the perfect gifts for each other. Luna found me this beautiful set of professional grade drawing pencils that I'd been eyeing for months but couldn't afford. I got her a vintage camera strap I found at an antique store, embroidered with flowers. On Christmas Eve, after spending the day with our respective families, we met at the park, our special place. Snow had fallen earlier, covering everything in white. "I have something for you," Luna said, pulling out an envelope. "Besides your main present, I mean." Inside was a photograph, the one she'd taken of me on that first day, sitting on the swing in golden light. But she'd printed it and framed it, and on the back, she'd written, "The moment I knew you were going to change my life." L. I felt tears sting my eyes. "Luna, this is..." "I love you," she said simply. "I know it's soon, and maybe I shouldn't say it yet, but I do. I love you, Eva Martinez." "I love you too," I whispered, and then we were kissing in the snow, like something out of a movie, like something too perfect to be real but somehow was. We rang in the new year together, our friend group gathered at Marcus's house, watching the ball drop on TV. When the clock struck midnight, Luna kissed me and said, "This is going to be our year. I can feel it." And for a while, Luna, it really was. Winter melted into spring. We hit our 6-month anniversary in March, celebrated by going on a real date to the fancy Italian restaurant one town over. Luna wore a dress, I wore a button-up and nice pants, and we felt very grown-up and sophisticated until we both got spaghetti sauce on our clothes and dissolved into laughter. Junior prom was in April, and of course we went together. Luna wore a stunning blue dress that matched her eyes, and I wore a burgundy suit that my mom had helped me pick out. We danced slow dances and fast dances and took a million pictures. Sophia and Jade and Marcus and all our friends made sure we felt included, celebrated, loved. "This is the best night of my life," Luna told me as we swayed to some cheesy love song. Mine too. But even in those perfect moments, Luna, I noticed things. Small things. You got tired more easily. Sometimes you get dizzy for no reason. You brush it off, blame it on not eating enough or staying up too late editing photos. And I believed you because I wanted to believe you, because the alternative was too scary to consider. Summer came, and we were inseparable. Luna had gotten a job at the bookstore with Mrs. Chen, and I'd picked up shifts at the diner. We spent our days off at the park, at the movies, driving around town in Luna's beat-up Honda, singing along to music and making plans for senior year. We'd been together for a little over a year when Luna started getting really sick. She'd miss days of work, say she just had a bad cold or the flu. But it kept happening. She was losing weight. Her skin looked pale. The light in her eyes seemed dimmer. "Lou, you need to go to the doctor," I told her one July afternoon. We were at her house, supposedly watching a movie, but she'd fallen asleep within the first 15 minutes. "It's nothing," she mumbled. "Just tired." "Babe, this isn't normal tired. Please." "For me?" She finally agreed to see her doctor. They ran some tests. Said they needed to run more tests. Luna told me not to worry, but I saw the fear in her eyes, the way her mom's voice got tight when she talked about the appointments. And then came the day that changed everything. August 10th. A Tuesday, like the day we met. Luna called me, her voice shaking. "Eva? Can you come to the hospital? I'm at Mercy General. I need you." I drove there faster than I should have, my hands gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles turned white, my heart pounding in my chest. I found her in a small consultation room with her parents, all of them looking shell-shocked. "What's wrong?" I asked, going to Luna immediately, taking her hand. Luna's mom was crying silently. Her dad looked like he'd aged 10 years in a single day. And Luna looked so small, so scared. "I have cancer," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "It's called acute lymphoblastic leukemia. It's pretty advanced." The world tilted. I felt like I couldn't breathe. What does that mean? How do we fix it? The doctor, a kind-looking woman with graying hair, explained the treatment plan. Chemotherapy. Possibly radiation. Possibly a bone marrow transplant. A lot of big, scary medical words that I couldn't process. Luna would have to take a medical leave from school. She'd be in and out of the hospital constantly. Her hair would fall out. She'd be sick and weak and in pain. "But she'll be okay," I said, more demand than question. "The treatment will work, right?" The doctor's pause said everything. "We're going to do everything we can." What followed were the hardest months of my life. Our lives. Luna started chemotherapy immediately, and it was brutal. I'd sit with her in the hospital room, holding her hand while poison dripped into her veins, poison meant to save her but that made her so so sick. Her beautiful blonde hair fell out in clumps. She cried when it started happening, and I cried with her, and then I took her to a salon where they shaved what was left. She looked different bald, but still beautiful. I told her that every day. "You're such a liar," she'd say with a weak smile. "I never lie about you." School started without us. Senior year that we'd planned so carefully. I did online classes so I could be with Luna as much as possible. Our friends visited when they could, bringing homework and gossip and normalcy. Sophia organized a fundraiser for Luna's medical expenses. The whole school wore blue ribbons in her honor. The town rallied around her, around us. But Luna kept getting worse. The first round of chemo didn't work the way it was supposed to. The doctors tried different combinations, different approaches. Luna was a warrior through all of it, smiling through the pain, cracking jokes when she could barely keep her eyes open. "Hey Eva," she said one day, her voice raspy. "Remember when you said nothing exciting ever happens in this town?" "Yeah. I think we've had enough excitement to last a lifetime, don't you think?" I laughed, but it came out more like a sob. "Yeah, babe. Definitely enough." Heart monitor beeping slowly. October came again. We'd been together for 2 years, but it felt like a lifetime. Luna had good days and bad days. On good days, she'd sit up in bed and edit photos on her laptop, or we'd watch movies, or she'd tell me about all the places she wanted to photograph when she got better. On bad days, she could barely stay awake, the pain so intense that all I could do was hold her hand and tell her I loved her over and over. "I'm scared, Eva," she admitted one night. It was 3 in the morning, and I was sleeping in the chair next to her hospital bed like I did most nights. She'd woken me up, her voice small in the darkness. I moved to sit on the edge of her bed, careful not to disturb all the tubes and wires. "I know, Lou. I'm scared too. I don't want to leave you. I don't want to leave my parents, my friends, this life. There's so much I still want to do. I wanted to go to college with you. I wanted to see you become a famous artist. I wanted to photograph you on our wedding day." Tears streamed down my face. "You're going to do all of that. You're going to beat this." But Luna just looked at me with those beautiful blue eyes, so much older now, so much sadder. "Eva, we both know that's probably not true. Don't say that. Don't give up." "I'm not giving up," she said softly. "I'm just being realistic. And I need to make sure you know, you made my life so much better. These 2 years with you have been the happiest of my life. You gave me safety when I felt lost. You gave me love when I needed it most. You gave me a reason to smile every single day. If I only get 18 years on this earth, at least 2 of them were spent loving you. That's not nothing. That's everything." I couldn't speak. I could only cry and hold her as gently as I could, terrified that if I held too tight she might break. November came cold and harsh. Luna's 18th birthday was on the 15th. We celebrated in her hospital room, the walls covered with photos she'd taken over the years. Her parents brought cake. Our friends came with presents and balloons. Luna smiled through her exhaustion, tried to be present, but I could see how much effort it took. After everyone left, just the 2 of us remaining as night fell over the hospital, Luna asked me to get her camera from the drawer. "I want to take one more picture of you," she said. "Luna, you should rest. Please, Eva. Just one more." So I stood by the window where the streetlights cast a soft glow, and Luna raised her camera with shaking hands. The shutter clicked, and she smiled. "Perfect," she whispered. "You're perfect. Can I see?" She showed me the screen. In the photo, I was looking at her with so much love, so much pain, so much everything written across my face. Tears on my cheeks catching the light. "That's how I want to remember you," Luna said. "Exactly like that. Real and beautiful and mine." December was the hardest. Luna slipped in and out of consciousness. The doctor said it was just a matter of time now. Her parents spent every night at the hospital. My parents brought me food I couldn't eat, changes of clothes I barely changed into. I lived in that hospital room, holding Luna's hand, talking to her even when she couldn't respond. I told her stories about us. About that first day in Mrs. Patterson's class. About our first kiss on Sophia's porch. About prom and summer nights and every perfect moment we'd shared. I told her about the future she should have had, the photographs she should have taken, the life she deserved to live. "You're going to be okay without me," Luna said during one of her brief lucid moments. "You're so strong, Eva. You're going to do amazing things. I don't want to do them without you. I know. But you will. And you'll think of me sometimes, right? When you're creating beautiful art, when you're living your life, you'll remember that I loved you. I'll remember every single day. For the rest of my life." Luna died on December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. I was holding her hand. Her parents were there. She opened her eyes one last time, looked at me, and smiled. "I love you," she whispered. "I love you too. So much. It was a beautiful life," she said. And then she closed her eyes, took one more breath, and she was gone. The monitor flatlined. Nurses rushed in. Her mother collapsed into her father's arms. And I just sat there, holding Luna's hand as it grew cold, unable to process that she was really gone. My Luna. My love. My everything. The funeral was on a gray December day. It seemed like the whole town showed up. The church was packed with people whose lives Luna had touched in the short time she'd been here. Her photographs were displayed everywhere, a testament to how she saw the world, beautiful and full of light even in darkness. I spoke at the service, though I barely remember what I said. Something about Luna's spirit, her kindness, her talent. How she made everyone around her better just by being herself. How she loved deeply and lived fully even when her time was cut short. They buried her in Riverside Cemetery, on a hill overlooking the town she called home for 2 years. The same town where we'd met, fallen in love, built a life together. Her gravestone was simple, Luna Matthews. Beloved daughter, friend, and artist. She saw beauty in everything. And that brings me to today, Luna. To right now, standing at your grave with these flowers, sunflowers, your favorite, trying to find the words to say goodbye even though I've been saying them for 6 months now. They say time heals all wounds, but I don't think that's true. I think you just learn to live with the wound, to carry it with you. The pain doesn't go away, it just becomes part of who you are. And you, Luna, you're part of who I am. You always will be. I graduated high school last week. Class of 2027. You should have been there with me, throwing your cap in the air, making plans for college. Instead, I walked across that stage with your photo pinned inside my gown, over my heart. For you. I got accepted to art school. A good one, in California. I'm going to study illustration, maybe teach someday. I'm going to create beautiful things, just like you wanted me to. And every piece of art I make, you'll be in it somehow. The girl who taught me to see beauty in everyday moments. The girl who loved me when I didn't know how to love myself. I brought something to leave here today. That photo you took of me on your 18th birthday. I had it printed and framed, and I wrote on the back, just like you did with that first photo, the face of someone who loved you more than words could say. I'm setting it here by your headstone. So you'll always have me with you, the way I always have you with me. You know what's funny, Lou? You were wrong about one thing. You said I'd be okay without you. But the truth is, I'll never be okay without you. I'll learn to function, to smile, to find joy in life again. I'll honor your memory by living fully, by not wasting the time I've been given. But okay? No. I'll never be okay without you. Because you were supposed to be my forever. You were supposed to be the one I grew old with, the one I built a life with. We were supposed to have decades, not just 2 years. It's not fair. None of this is fair. But I also know that the 2 years we had were more than some people get in a lifetime. We loved deeply. We laughed constantly. We created memories I'll carry with me until the day I die. And when that day comes, Luna, I hope you're waiting for me. I hope there's something after this, some place where we can be together again. Until then, I'll keep you alive in my heart. I'll tell our story to anyone who'll listen. I'll look at your photographs and remember how you saw the world. I'll live the life you deserve to live, love the way you taught me to love, and create beauty in your honor. God, I miss you. I miss your laugh, your smile, the way you looked at me like I was the most important person in the world. I miss your hand in mine, your head on my shoulder, your voice saying my name. I miss planning our future, even though we both knew the future was uncertain. I miss everything about you, every single day. Sophia and the others, they keep telling me it gets easier. That eventually, the good memories will outweigh the pain. I want to believe them. For your sake, for my sake, I'm trying to believe them. I'm going to visit you every week before I leave for California. And even when I'm gone, I'll come back. This is where you are, where we were happy. This will always be home because you're here. The wind's picking up. It feels like a sign, like you're here somehow, listening to me ramble like I always do. Do. God, I still don't know what tense to use when I talk about you. I love you, Luna Matthews. I loved you from the moment you walked into Mrs. Patterson's classroom with those blue eyes and that nervous smile. I loved you through every perfect moment and every difficult day. And I'll love you for the rest of my life, until we meet again, wherever that may be. You were my storm and my sunshine. You were my first love, my best friend, my whole world. And losing you has broken me in ways I'm still discovering. But you also made me stronger. You taught me that love is worth the risk, even when the ending is painful. You showed me that every moment matters, that life is precious and fragile and beautiful. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for 2 years of magic that I'll never forget. I have to go now. But I'll be back. I promise. I'll always come back to you. Rest well, my love. Dream of all the photographs you would have taken, all the places you would have seen, all the beauty you would have created. And know that in someone else's dream, in my dream, you're still here. Still laughing. Still loving. Still seeing the world through your lens, finding magic in ordinary moments. Goodbye, Luna. Until we meet again. In loving memory of all those who left us too soon, and the people who carry their light forward.
Thank you for watching Sapphic Story Hour. Please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, bye bye.